Hey folks, welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy XIII-2. I'm the mysterious JG, and it's time to return to Astoria Crux. We found the old battery. That'll make this one weird dude who likes vintage machines happy. And maybe doing his quest will unlock some other quests. We also need to go at some point to whatever that last remaining Yashef Massif time zone is and find the sports watch. But for some reason I'm not doing that yet.
A lot of civilians lost their lives.
Cool. Cool story, bro. Love it when civilians lose their lives. Makes for great stories. Civilian casualties generally not something to be sought out.
Any area that's off.
Military casualties generally not a great thing either. I mean, I guess if you're at war and they're the enemy's military, but
One of the many things I'd like to.
one of the many things I'd like to uncover is death to all humans.
Mistakes help people grow, but saying that,
I can't help think that it sounds incredibly trite.
Alyssa was chosen to be the director's assistant because of her work involving the Paradox investigation.
And because she's evil.
Imagine what it'll mean for the person who resolves this entire situation.
Do you think it might mean bonus, chow in their chow box?
We are here to protect
Is this what I think it is? You really found one.
A complete set of the muscle figures from the 80s?
You say you
I
wanna
don't know
know
why
I'm
that came to
paying
mind,
this
but
much for a piece of junk?
no, I don't really say that.
You popped out of that gate, didn't you? Well, in that case, I suppose you'll believe me if I tell you that.
No, we
The
won't.
reason I'm collecting things that can almost be classified as antiques is
Closer
because
to
I'm from the
screeching
past.
their fool heads
I'm a
off.
time traveler, just like you. I was thrown into the future by a paradox, and so far, I haven't been able to find my way back.
Okay.
But please don't tell anyone else about my situation. I love my life here, and I don't want anything to disrupt that. I even have a beautiful wife who adores me.
She loves my old-fashioned
The
ways.
mystery of the gates. I don't want more people getting swallowed up by a paradox and finding themselves in a foreign time.
And loving their lives.
But I don't know if others will be able to do the same.
Okay, I guess that's fair. Alright, so
the people who work for the Academy.
they're not perfect. They're perfect jerks.
The older folks are always going on about how much they miss life.
I say they suck. So do you.
People fighting against each other.
I just don't want anyone.
The reason
It's
the Academy
huge.
has gotten
He doesn't want anyone else to become a victim of my huge chocobo. Rooster.
In today's world, being a soldier seems like a dull occupation.
However, it means they get to carry a gun and feel tough. Sorry. No one respected a lot of soldiers, but I felt the need to make fun of that guy.
I work better at night.
I wear my sunglasses at that time, as I may have already mentioned. Am I even missing another person in the archipelago here?
from 10 years ago was caused by someone
That's not archipelago, the Archaeopolis, the archipelago. No, I know I'm missing somebody who's supposed to be wandering around outside of, he's a Grad. He's got the big one. is vermin.
The creatures of the paradox.
Again, it's like there's a person who's not spawning because I guess there can only be so many of these quests open at once. Maybe? Was I able to talk to you before?
You two
No.
are famous. People
Here you
say
are.
that you're quite the swordsman.
You two
care to
famous
prove that
people say
you're
you're
as
quite
good
the
as they
swordsman. Do
say?
you care to prove you're as good as they say? I recently received an urgent
request
request.
from one of the labs at the academy. They need a fang from a behemoth as soon as possible for a project they're working
I'm
on.
sure I've got
They
some of
don't want
those.
just any fang, though. They need one that's in pristine condition. Unfortunately, with the military's current weapons, there's no possible way to take down a monster of that size without ruining its fang in the process.
We use special
Now that you have the
fang-ruining
situation,
technology
if you
in our
happen to come
weapons.
across any, would you mind sharing them with me? I know it's a lot to ask, but it would help me out so much.
I thought she was just telling me to prove that I'm badass.
Thank you. I appreciate this. If you're as good as they say, this should be easy. Once the academy
Pretty
gets
sure
their
I've already
hands on
done
an
it,
adequate
so.
sample, they're going to use it to research all sorts of things, such as the monster's biology and evolutionary background.
None of it will have any impact on anything. It's like I remember playing Mass Effect 1 for the first time, and there was all these rumors about how all these decisions you made in Mass Effect 1 were going to really affect Mass Effect 2 and 3. And just feeling like, man, I really want to tell this... you had that sort of East Indian guy whose like wife was a Marine and she died, and she was killed with some kind of Geth weapon, and there was something unusual about her remains, so the military was studying them, and it was this moral thing where he wanted her body back, and you could make a Paragon decision or Renegade decision about letting the military keep her body or forcing them to return it using Blue Smurf dialogue. And I remember thinking, oh man, it seems like the generic Paragon answer is to help this guy, but boy, you could really affect the technology. Like, it could be that there's technology available in Mass Effect 2 and 3 based on whether they're able to research this woman's body. And of course it didn't mean anything, and it certainly doesn't mean anything in this game.
A behemoth fang? And it's in such good condition. I can't believe you managed to get this. So the rumors were true. You two are nothing less than excellent. The
Excellent.
Academy scientists will be thrilled. Once the lab gets a hold of this, they'll be able to figure out everything they need to know about the monster, like where it comes from. Did
It
the
just kind of
paradox
appears out of the
come from
air.
past or from the future? Is it the creation of the foul sea, humans, or Mother Nature?
Yeah,
What you
that
brought
those
us
are
will give
all
us the
good
answers we
questions,
should search
actually,
for.
because the behemoths
I
seem
wanna
to have
thank you
leather
for helping
pants
me
that
out of
they
this
wear.
predicament. Here, take this as a token of my appreciation.
This is some generic fragment. I mean, it's got a name, Misery Bead, but yeah, they're all just freaking fragments. Okay, someday I might have to do a video reading all the stupid, what's the term I'm looking for? Lore stuff you get from each of these fragments. But for now, we've only got one fragment left, and we know how we gotta get it. It's apparently in Yas Mashif 10 as fuck.
Years ago, a never-before-seen paradox effect haunted the Yashas Massif.
Oh, more of
The
these little red
disappearances of
globe
numerous
things.
Academy staff members were followed by the discovery of strange floating orbs. Something terrible had happened, but no one knew what it might mean. A method to reverse the
Already did one of
paradox
these,
was
but-
never found, and with the passing of the years, the Crimson Spheres simply became another part of the scenery.
Even though they make really weird noises and are incredibly disconcerting, people just kind of got used to them. What you gonna do, huh? It's Yas Mashif. This is what it is. It occurs to me as we do this, we're getting our fragment-powered weapon is getting more and more powerful as we concentrate on this. So, oh, all right. So we got the chocobos that just like drain the shit out of your Gaishaw grains. And also we got a freaking camera that's like unusable here. Okay, so in this particular zone there is nothing down here. We got those red chocobos because this is one of those places where you don't ever have to come, so they... Oh, but you know what? They said it was like right at the beginning of the area. And it fell down a cliff, so it kind of makes sense for it to be down here. So maybe I should look a little closer. And listen for the sound of Ma going, Kubo! This is the very, very bottom. Alright, fine, whatever. It's not down here then. I suppose I should be willing to use I think I've probably got all of these enemies tamed already. Nope, tameable. I haven't actually caught them before. I mean, I don't really care that much. I've long since gotten over the idea that I was going to tame every monster in the game. Though you certainly need to encounter them all to get all of the fragments. I must have been here before at some point because I got some of the treasure chests. Alright, I tell you what, I don't want to waste a whole lot of time here. Let's actually see if we can get the description of where this thing is at. Head to the northwest of the Pass of Badra and open the treasure box of the Moogle Throw. See page 96. So flip to page 96 of your guide. What? No. Not page 96. No, it's taking me to the wrong... Yeah, it actually sent me to the page for the wrong time zone, so shame on you. This is not correct. Alright, so I'm gonna jump ahead a bit. I'll find it, don't you worry. Don't you worry your pretty little heads over it. Okay. Well, no, it's still not located in the map. I'm starting to think that there was a misprint as far as which time zone we have to go to. Or not. Speak to Shannon. Start side quests. On arrival at Yasima Sheaf 110 AF, head to the northwest of the Pass of Badra and open the treasure box of the Moogle Throw. Okay. Well, I guess I'll just have to go by the description. Northwest of the Pass of Badra. Because it's not gonna... Maps aren't really gonna help me out. And it is 110, though. So let's divert this way. I'm gonna need a chocobo to get up there anyway, so I probably should just bitten the bullet and gotten a chocobo a long ass time ago. And fine, you guys aren't gonna let me just not kill you, huh? Great. Oh well, maybe we'll get a monster out of this if we didn't already have. Use your retreat, Omega Weapon. And eventually, I'll do a video where I fight Omega Weapon and the other DLC beasties on screen. I guess it's time to burn through our Gaishaw Greens like nobody's business, because we probably need to, if nothing else, we need to hop up and talk to the person who's at the top of the cliff, because they probably got a quest or something. I'd always kind of wish that you could get a wild chocobo for the chocobo racing minigame, but chocobo racing minigame is incredibly not interesting or fun, so who cares? Oh well, at least we get to hear the kick-ass music. It'll be something to spend money on too. This is not a game where you run out of money if you're buying. Oh wow!
I'm the technical engineer. That's me. I'm in charge of all the searchlights in the area.
Okay, maybe we got to get a quest from somebody else before we talk to this guy, but well, at least we found the damn quest. So let's Mind getting out of the way there, Noel? Thanks, buddy. Okay, good. Apparently there is an invisible floor there that he can land on. So we got the outdoor watch. Our chocobo is kind of hanging around where we need him to be. Sort of. Alright, whatever. I know that certainly some, if not all of our quests are going to be tied to the actual... Oh, green chocobo. That's probably worth catching. And I feel like I've already got one, probably at some point. Yeah. This is like one of the only enemies in the game you're allowed to catch more than one of. The chocobos you're allowed to catch more than one. The green chocobos are the medics, so they're really not that difficult to defeat. Now, if one of those is hanging around with a big killer behemoth, it might not be good for us, but that's not what's happening here. You can talk to that chocobo. He may answer you only in hostile squawks, but you can talk to him. Nah, I don't care anymore. Well, the last time Muddy Mudskipper there wouldn't let us leave without a fight.
Step right up, folks. You want something? You know I got it.
And then she struts. Yeah, it's not that expensive, I suppose. But we start buying like monster materials, the monster essences, like potent generators and stuff in quantities, you quickly run out of money.
Thanks again. You're becoming quite the regular.
And it's somebody, I'm blanking, sorry. Somebody pointed out in the comments to a recently posted video. It doesn't make any sense that she is, Zaz's little chick decided apparently it wanted the goddess of chaos and to turn it into something that would help Zaz in the world, but why it is a shopkeeper, I don't know. Of course, everybody who comes here gets turned into a giant red globe, so that's a problem. Maleficence gate seal.
They say that the series was sent.
Sounds pretty sweet, man. It sounds kind of hot, you know what I'm saying? Of course, the Cirrus in the video or two back was punishing people by turning them into monsters. I don't know what punishment she...
I wonder what kind of person is brave enough to become a guardian.
What do you...
This day, haven't missed a second of training.
What do you even know about Guardians? That's what, like, Noel and Caius were, right?
I think it's safe to assume that the red orbs are part of the...
Yeah, it seems likely. Thank you for talking to me. I am Weird Noise Machine. Where did my sister disappear to? I've searched every corner of these woods. I still haven't found the keepsake. Young woman named Marie was engulfed in a paradox, and now all that remains are her memories and sorrows crystallized in a red orb. Is there any way to carry Marie's message of remorse to her distant sister? If you leave her behind now, young Millie may once again be swept into a rift of space-time, never to be found again. Look for missing sister. Okay. I mean, I can do that. Is this a gate we haven't gotten before? Oh, yeah. No, apparently we have been here before.
Years ago, people used to just disappear from this site.
But then they all disappeared, so they stopped disappearing. Could be. Oh, well, here's something. Thank you for saying Kupo, Mog. More importantly, thanks for not saying Kupo when there's no treasure to be discovered. We obtained a service manual. I feel like that's an item the technician would want, but he didn't ask for one, so I don't know that we're meant to give it to him now. Well, you didn't get the service contract. That's why I can't fix your Sampo. Okay, so we gotta do these red orb things in sequence. So now that we've talked to this one red orb, somewhere out there in the wilderness we will find some phantom red woman wandering around, and that'll be a thing. And of course we also can now travel to give that one lady her sporty watch and get a fragment out of that. So that'll be pretty sweet. Time reversal unlocked. Okay. So we can get our last fragment from this place. And then I guess we'll just go put an end to these Yasef Mashif things forever by dealing with a series of go up to a red orb, have it tell you some item it wants you to find randomly on the map, etc., etc., etc. I definitely remember in my old pre-LP days playthrough of this game doing one of these two Yasef Mashif time zones with these red orbs. I just started doing those quests and feeling like I was making progress, and then just ultimately entered into a mode of what the heck difference does this make? Like, what do you actually get for getting these fragments? But a little magic goes a long way. Beating the behemoths is one thing with two people. We used two people and various monsters, though, so get the monster slope credit.
Found my watch?
Yep.
Wow, this is it. This is really it.
You didn't just go buy another watch.
There's barely a scratch on it. How is that even possible? It fell from such a great distance.
Yeah, that kind of doesn't make sense.
But amazingly, other than
looks like the data's off by 100 years.
Once I adjust the date, it'll be as good as new. The store owner really meant it when he said that watch would last for over 10,000 years. I thought he was joking then, but now I have proof he was telling the truth. I bought it from a little shop called Lenora's Garage in the town of New Bowden. They really know
That's
how
a
to make
reference to
things
the
that
past
last.
game, so, you know,
You should check it
enjoy.
out when you get a chance. It's just about my favorite shop on Pulse.
Oh no, Lenora's Garage. Maybe Lenora's Garage. That's a store. I don't remember. Alright, whatever. Back to the Historia Crux. One more fragment obtained. Slowly but surely, we'll get them all, folks. We're gonna get to a point where there's like there's only about 3 left, but they're all super annoying to obtain. But we'll get the easy ones for sure.
Years ago, a never-before-seen paradox effect haunted the Yasha's Masif.
But anyway, you know all about that now. You know, I kind of am ready to call it a session, but I kind of want to sneak in one more. just to actually have enough videos in the can that I don't need to jump on this as soon as Zerfal's charity stream is over. It really does come down to like, oh man, I know I'm not gonna let's play the weekend at Zerfal's charity stream probably, but be nice if like as soon as I'm free to let's play again, I have some freedom to do something else. Rock and roll music. I love the Chocobo music. Don't let me lie. I actually really like this music. I mean, I can't help it. This is actually pretty freaking funny to me. It's like I appreciate the, like in some sense I'm like, oh, it's like a joke. They're making fun of the concept of the Chocobo with this punk Chocobo music. And then it's like, no, I think they seriously were trying to be badass with it. I can't tell for sure. But if I was going to do a parody of like a badass rock song, these are the kinds of lyrics I would be using. Alright, here we go.
Come on, Mom.
Reveal this freak. Why is she running away?
Where am I? What happened to me?
What's going on? Respond! Communication with the strata pump roof has ceased.
I remember having an argument with my sister, and then I was here. But I know it's not her fault. It's not anyone's fault. I understand that.
Well, that's a very
but if I know her,
strangely directed message immediately.
She must be so distraught. Can I ask a favor of you? If you see my sister...
Lady, you just got restored. Like, shouldn't you be wondering about getting back to town? Or, like, you know... It just seems like immediately thinking, hey, could you assuage my sister's guilt? Thanks. Like, I would be, like, wanting to see my sister first. Maybe talk to her myself. How do you know she's turned into a red glob?
Tell her that I love her very much, and that none of this was her fault. As much as I want to, I know I can't go home and tell her myself.
Well, why not? I just rescued you.
I was swallowed up by the paradox. I was attacked by the monster. I just don't belong in this world anymore.
Okay, well, thanks. Are you going to disappear again now? I guess so. Alright, so she disappeared again, but it was nice that she took a moment to explain that it's not this lady's fault. Oh, stay the fuck still. I'm going to end up chasing you farther than I saved by... Probably would have been faster to just walk back to the town. Jeez. Are these the ones that... Okay, I contain these guys. I haven't done it yet. You're a big boy, Omega Weapon! Alright, so I caught one of them. So in theory, I've got no reason to fight them. Not that I was going out of my way to do it before. Oh, just get the fuck back here. Okay, seriously, I think... Now I gotta... Yeah, I should have just headed back to town, but now it's like... I really am about as far away from town as I can be. Because it stops running around once you've got enemies to fight, but you're also no longer allowed to... Oh, I'm using Relentless Assault X. I should be using Relentless Assault W to slightly speed up these fights against jobbers. But, you know, occasionally you do have, like, a surprise tough fight, and Relentless Assault X is usually better for those. Oh, we got the imp, so now there's really no reason for us to run away or to fight any of the regular monsters around here that we've seen. Oh, but anyway, it's time to call it a video. Alright. When we come back next time, folks, we'll be doing these little red orb quests as we try to finish off the last of the Yasif Masif fragments. Talk to you next time. Boo boy.